Hello Aries, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aries is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, does not cost you anything. Okay. If there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we have a very creative, very assertive Queen of Wands to start us out. I feel like this is some real boss energy for you right now. It very much is kind of an activation of your essential Aries nature, right? That kind of, that confidence, that enthusiasm, that eagerness to really get things done and to get moving forward on your path. But there is also a certain, there's an inner water in this card, right? It's the Queen of Wands. It's water of fire. So I think that the mode that you're in right now is really being fueled by your sense of purpose, the sense of identity, and your sense of destiny, really. We need to put this card into some context because sometimes that card can be a little bit temperamental. Okay, the energy coming from this card sometimes is us getting a little bit overboard with things, right? In our dealings with people. Let's check what's going on. Yeah, let's see. Oh, well, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. I guess that other stuff doesn't matter. You're holding on to this wheel. You're focused on something. You are contributing to your success, to your future. This is that Wheel of Fortune, right? This is kind of, this is you asserting yourself toward a purpose in which you have a lot of faith and a lot of hope here, okay? You are doing everything in your power to manifest your very best life, okay? Let's keep going. Got two cards there. We got the Four of Wands. We've got a Prince of Cups. So there might be a dynamic here between you and another person that just feels a little bit off lately. Yeah, and there's the Seven of Wands. It's almost like there's somebody in your life that's kind of like, they just don't feel compatible with your ambition right now. You know, somebody that doesn't have the same drive as you or doesn't have the same, maybe has the same goals, but they have a little bit of a different approach. You've got a lot of fire right down the middle here, see? The way your spirit is, your energy here, the vertical path is all fire, okay? It could be that there is a lesson to be learned from that Prince of Cups. Even more fire, yeah. See, there is perhaps a balance that is needed. We might have to kind of temper ourselves a very little bit or reconnect with that water energy. Like I said, the Queen of Wands has that water in there that's fueling your ambition and your eagerness. Maybe that's something we've got to tap into again, right? Just check in with your sense of purpose, with that watery kind of yielding, more flexible side of yourself. Yeah. Nine of Pentacles, yeah. See, I think we're really ramping up for some tremendous success here. We even have your Power card. Oh my gosh, the Emperor card in the position of the environment, which tells me you're the boss here. Okay, more fire with the Ace of Wands. I think you're about to experience something really seriously life-changing with that Wheel of Fortune in the middle and then this water energy behind you again. This is kind of your fuel. And I think it's important that we check in with that, especially with all of the fire we've got here. Last card, maybe it will be some earth energy. Nope, it's more fire, of course. It's like all fire for you today, Aries. It's all fire. There's couple major arcana, there's a little bit of earth, little tiny bit of water. I think we need to bring in a little bit more of the water energy. So what we see with the Prince of Cups is this desire to be authentic. You want to be who you are. You want to express your very core self, You know, you want to be the best version of yourself. Okay, and so we see a Prince of Cups. We think that there is a need to live authentically. There is a desire here for you to express yourself through the work that you do. And I think we need to check the fire energy a little bit, because this could be us being a little bit more pushy than we realize, right? Having a little bit shorter of a temper or a tolerance than we usually do. So this card is just a little bit of a caution that says, remember who you are, remember why you're doing this. Check in with this kind of inner self, you know, check in with spirit. This is the water energy too. That's talking about intuition. It's talking about our connection with our purpose. Yeah. So check in. Maybe go back and look at your mission statement. If you haven't formulated one, you kind of need to. You got to find out what is your core value and belief. What is the absolute reason why you're doing this work that you're doing? And I see that you're doing a lot. And I see that you're achieving a lot. This is life-changing. Let's be sure that we know who we are, where we stand, what we believe in, while we're going through this change, so we don't lose this authenticity. Okay? Let's select the mystery card now. This is going to be one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And we're just going to set it down right over here. We're going to put Robo-Duck right there on top. We still haven't named. This is one of the newest friends we have here on the channel. We don't have a name for Robo-Duck yet. If you have any suggestions, send them on in. Leave a comment or something. Robo-Duck for now, right? That mystery card is going to connect everything at the end. It's going to bring all of this together, okay? If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card might be, put your prediction down in the comments too, okay? Along with your name for Robo-Duck. Let's do it together. Let's make it an interactive exercise of intuition, right? You're here. Might as well put you to work. All right, let's take a look at the cards. We have, obviously, our major arcana. And this is really a success that you are directly responsible for. You're in charge. You're the leader here. Okay, and the success that you're going to be achieving. And really, I think it feels like something's turned around for you. It feels like things weren't going so well, but now because of some shift in you, maybe it was a connection with that purpose, with realizing what your mission is, suddenly there's this ambition, there's this force and fire. And we see a lot of success. We see a lot of strength, a lot of growth. This is a big shift that happened in you. And it really is telling me with this Wheel of Fortune that the good things that are coming into your life are a direct result of your actions, your decisions, with the support of spirit. We can't do it without spirit, right? Can't do it without the universe. Can't do it without our connection with the whole. And I think that's important here, because with all this fire energy, we have to be very aware how our actions, our activities, our thoughts, words, and deeds ripple out and affect everybody around us. Really ripples out and affects the entire universe, but most intensely it affects those people that are closest to us. Friends, family, right? Loved ones. And that's, I think, something that we have to be aware of with the Emperor card in the environment. We can be the emperor in the environment, yes, but let's remember that the emperor has also a soft side, right? Also can go and relax in the evenings and just hang out with the family. We don't have to be on all the time. Okay, so sometimes this emperor needs to maybe alternate into an empress, or into even just some of this watery energy that's just kind of knowing when to turn off some of this force and fire. Yeah, but not too much, because we know that it's making a lot of significant changes in your life, and you're in a mode, in a phase of your life right now, that the more effort you put into this thing, whatever you're doing, work thing, school, maybe you're retired, maybe this is your garden, maybe it's your investments, maybe it's friends, family, whatever you're doing, whatever all of this effort is directed toward. That was kind of scary. The walls are coming down around me. It's all this fire energy, right? We don't want that to happen. We don't want unexpected things to start kind of having unexpected movements around us, unintended consequences of what we're doing. You have such an intensity right now. We need to contain it and bring it in so that we don't have unwanted consequences. Stuff's not sliding off the walls, right? I'm rebuilding the studio, so there's things that are kind of in disarray around here, but that's okay. The success that you're achieving is a direct result of your efforts, but we have to also be careful, all right? So really, we have these two major arcana cards. The results that you're getting, the way that you've turned this situation around, you took something that wasn't working, you made it work. Through a direct result of your power, confidence, your assertiveness, your leadership, okay? So we got major arcana, then we got fire, 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 fire. A little bit of water, a little bit of earth. We don't see any air energy, okay? And to me, that is kind of, it's a blessing and it's kind of a curse too, because we are, we're not making distinctions between things. We're not saying, you know, my energy focuses over here, and then over here I have to use a different energy. It's kind of like you're just fire all the time. Yeah. And I think that it's working for you, but we see at the end here that 9 of Wands. What comes next? The 10 of Wands. Exhaustion, right? Being depleted of this energy. Right now it's working. Just be careful that you don't overwork it and then it kind of, you know, runs out. So the lack of air energy is kind of like, it's just, there's no questions being asked. It's kind of like you got your fire lit in your fireplace, even in the summertime. It's like 100 degrees outside, but you're still in there, you got the fireplace going. It's just kind of, we need a little bit of discernment there. And I think that it's important we have this little bit of water behind us because this is something that we can tap into. No pun intended. But we need this kind of cooling off. We need the chance to kind of relax and turn the stove down, turn the thermostat down a little bit when we don't really need it, in order to preserve your energy and continue making this progress. Okay, I really think that this is life-changing. It really, really is. And if we think of even the water energy here with the Prince of Cups as something that wasn't working before, then the Wheel of Fortune says we're turning it around. Maybe this was your method previously. The more yielding, flexible, passive energy, that was your approach to life. Not anymore. Now it's all fire. And it seems to be working for you. Don't let it go to an extreme. Okay, I think that maybe we are transitioning out of this water energy into this more assertive, more dominant kind of energy in our work, in our life, in school, family, friends, whatever you're trying to do in life. Okay, it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter if you're working or in school or if you're not working or you're retired or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. I feel that there is this big life-changing shift into all this fiery ambition that's going to bring you a lot more success, but also more risk. Okay? And the risk, I think, is, one, with the Emperor here, the risk is perhaps burning some bridges, perhaps being a little bit too dominant or a little bit too forceful or pushy or a little bit too temperamental, that we might affect some relationships in our lives. Okay, this card's in the position of environment, relationships. This is kind of, we don't need to treat everybody in our life like they're our employee. Okay? But you do need to treat people like employees if they are your employees, right? So you've got this leadership about you, but you've got to bring in a little bit of this air energy. We kind of need a little bit of air, so that we can make some distinctions and kind of classify things a little bit just to help us through this really intense energy. Now, some of you are going to be very creative people. I think most of you, Aries, are very creative people. This is a surge of that creativity. And I feel like when you get this rush of creativity, it's almost like nothing else really matters. And there, again, there's that lack of air energy. There's no distinctions made between everything. It's just all of this intense creative energy, and that's what it is. Nothing else comes into your vision, right? And we do have to be careful with that. I think you are making a lot of progress. Okay. The Seven of Wands here at the top is part of the way you are viewing things. And again, there's no air energy to tell you any different or to split things up into categories. So we're seeing everything as a fight. Everything is a challenge. Every moment, I feel like you've been on edge. Like you've been like in your fighting stance, like all the time. You're always on guard. You're always braced and ready for that fight. You're very vigilant, right? And that gives you very good reaction time. You're always waiting for someone to throw the punch so you can get out of the way. So we're kind of like this all the time. And maybe in business, this is a good way to go. Maybe in your creative work or whatever you're doing, this is a good energy to have. It's a heightened awareness. It is, it's kind of that fight or flight energy. It's that, the autonomic nervous system kind of gets jacked up, But when we go home and we're trying to relax at night, we don't want this energy, right? So we need the ability to kind of switch gears with things, but not too much because, again, you're making a lot of progress. You're going to achieve a lot of things, but we don't want you to burn out. We don't want you to negatively impact your relationships with your loved ones, right? Or your employees or whoever. So this is something that needs some containment. Now, we've got the Four of Wands underneath here. This is a little bit of containment, I guess. This is us trying to regulate and channel all of this fiery energy in a way that is very productive, in a way that is going to improve. See, this is Venus in Aries, the Four of Wands. And Venus in Aries is a reminder for you to use your power, use your force and fire to create things that you want in life, not to create problems, not to create discord, not to create friction or animosity or problems where there aren't any. We got this Venus aspect. You're creating what you want, what you're attracted to, what you find beautiful and appealing. It's not just indiscriminate kind of fire energy, everywhere, which is, incidentally, what we see with the Princess of Wands. Princess of Wands is all impulse to activity. You get the idea, you get the impulse, you get the desire, and then it immediately manifests as action, as behavior, right? It's instant gratification of every impulse. Every impulse. You're mad, you behave angrily. It's that reaction, right? It's that good vigilance to be able to react in that kind of way without thinking. Your instinct, your body just does it, right? It's that autonomic nervous system. At the same time, we don't want that all the time. So in this fire to earth circuit, electrical circuit, we need something that can break the circuit. Well, what can do that? The sword, right? The air energy, our mind, our intellect can say, no, it's not appropriate for me to act that way right now. Or the water energy. Okay, water can disrupt the circuit. When we're feeling this impulsive energy, we tap into that water energy and we realize, no, I want to experience joy and love. I don't want to experience this kind of this fight or flight anxiety all the time. So then we throw a little bit of water on it. We short circuit things and don't do that to your electronics, right? This is just a metaphor. And that snaps us out of it. And then we're in this kind of calm, watery energy again. So we really do need to tap into this. Joy, love, pleasure, compassion, laughter, smiling, right? Sharing feelings, feeling good, getting a hug from somebody. You know what I mean? Anything that's going to kind of snap us out of that fight or flight kind of energy that we're in, which again is very useful energy. There's a reason why we have that. We don't want that all the time though. I don't think. Let's go to the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, does not cost you anything. And it helps out the channel, and I appreciate that. We just crossed over 200K. And it's because of people like you that come and watch these readings, you comment on them, you share them with other people, and you subscribe to the channel. Yeah. So let's go for 300K, right? What do you say? Let's do it together. Yeah. I am kind of wondering about this, the Prince of Cups here. If there is somebody in your life right now that just isn't on the same page as you, I feel like this is kind of your ambition, your will, your project, your efforts moving forward, and somebody else is just like, I don't feel like it today. You know? And it's almost like, let's say you're starting to go to the gym. You're starting to work out every day. Fitness is really important. We're going to focus on that. Getting strong, building muscle, going to the gym, working out. I'm going to run. I'm going to lift weights. But our partner or our best friend or our flatmate or whatever is just like, nah, I don't want to. And that's okay. That's totally fine. But I feel like you and somebody else are kind of going in different directions, or they're staying here and you're saying, I've got goals. Okay? You have an outcome that you're looking for. You have goals that you want to accomplish. The other aspect of the Four of Wands is you accomplishing those milestone goals. Saying, today I'm going to try to lift 50 pounds. You know, this is it. You got to hit 50 pounds. And you say, okay, well, I can't stay here. Tomorrow I'm going to do 55. Or next week I'll do 55, right? So this is you setting these milestones, these incremental goals that lead to your big goal, right? Whatever that big goal is. We have to have a big goal, so that we can have a lot of little goals. And each of these little goals is a win. And you've got to, like that water in it, you've got to feel it. You've got to be proud of yourself. You've got to celebrate it. You've got to let yourself feel good about it. And then get back to work and go for the next goal. Okay? A big, giant outcome is only reached in steps, right? In stages. And that's what you're seeing with the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is living your best life. This is the system of incremental goals. We're living that. It's not just one big goal, we finish it, we're done, boom, go home. It's one, we celebrate it, feel it, and then we keep going. It's work. It's an ongoing process. And that's why it's a 9, it's a function, it's an odd number, right? The 4 represents those accomplishments, and then the 9 is the series of accomplishments. And what this does is gives us a visible measure of our progress. You can see, well, I started at like 20 pounds lifting weights. Now I'm at 50. Next week I'll try 55. And maybe I'll have to go back to 50 for a while, right? But then we'll just keep going on and on and on. And this is your purpose. This is what you're meant to be doing, right? And that big goal that you have in mind, who knows? Who knows what it is? Maybe it's so big that it's not something you could attain in this lifetime. And that's okay. Maybe that's even better, right? Because if you were to get the 10 of Pentacles, let's say, we would realize that it's really only a 4. It's really, there is no end point. We get our big ultimate goal accomplished. And then just by necessity, we're saying, what's next? Now what do I do? Right? We've got to find something else. But right now, I think you're experiencing this ongoing, these are the visible signs of progress, measurable progress. The debt's going down, or the bank account's building up, or you could see the relationship is improving, or your physical health is improving. Yeah. Next card, of course, Emperor. And the Emperor is very strong, very assertive. This is the authority. You are the authority in your own life. You are the leader of your own path, right? You're the one at the front of the line in whatever it is that you're doing. Now, it doesn't mean that you're at the top of the food chain, right? Everybody has a boss, okay? So we need to understand when it's time for us to give the orders, but then on the other side, when it's time for us to receive the orders and the instructions and the purpose and the message. You know, we've got to be able to function in different modes of energy. So we need that connection with the water energy or with the air energy, so that we can keep making progress, because too much Emperor all the time is going to eventually start setting things back. It's going to be a law of diminishing returns. Eventually, you're going to reach a point where this energy is just not giving you any results, and in fact, it might actually be taking stuff away, right? Kind of like you go to the gym and you start exercising. Well, you're only doing the curls, right? And yeah, you got up to a lot of weight doing the curls. Eventually, you're going to plateau. Maybe you lift 100 pounds, 200 pounds. I don't know what people curl. A couple 100 pounds, right? You keep doing it, then eventually maybe you're actually going to start getting weaker, right? Because you're not variable. You're not moving energy around. It's just staying in the same place. Eventually, you're going to get so used to it, it's not going to do anything anymore, right? And I don't know exactly if that is how it works, but that's the analogy, and we're sticking with it. So the Emperor is very useful energy. It is you being responsible for all of this change and this universal kind of the changing of your path, right? I do feel like there was a moment, and it may be a long moment, where you went from one form of energy into this fire energy, okay? Something that wasn't working, a method that wasn't working, or success that wasn't really there. Something happened, something switched, and we said, I'm going to do things this way, okay? And I think it's really a realization of what your calling is, of what kind of using what you're naturally talented at, using what skills and gifts you have now, and applying those to your life, at the same time strengthening those things that are in need of working out, you know. So we're trying to become whole. We're trying to become the sun here. That's at the very top of the 9 of Wands. But first, the Ace. And the Ace is in the difficult position here. The Ace really is, it's kind of the difficult part of this, I think, was that first step. Okay, like I said, there was a shift that took place in you. Maybe, I don't know, maybe for some of you it hasn't quite happened yet. And maybe the Ace is really saying, if you want to initiate all this fire energy and get this success going, we've got to make that first step. And maybe this is realizing that something has to spark that fire in us. Yeah. Something gets our fire, gets our pilot light lit, and then we're just gassed up and we're burning bright. Yeah. And this card's in the position of the fears, worries, concern, the obstacle. Maybe we're worried that this pilot light will burn out. Maybe we're worried that what we are so interested in and so enthusiastic about now isn't going to last. Okay. Well, to get over this, we've got to have that 9. The 9 of Wands is commitment. It is willpower. It is the resolution to continue with something. And you know what gives us that kind of strength? Our connection with the moon or with the water, with that subtle, with the unconscious, with the spiritual energy, with the authenticity of ourselves. We can't just be a sun burning bright all the time. We have to have a connection with that moon. We need the other, right? And that other is God, goddess, deity, your higher self, guardian angel, your own intuition, your own psychic connections. It's that deep, subtle, intuitive aspect of you. We see all this fire, we think it's all conscious energy. We need the unconscious energy too. And in a very simple way, this card is saying real strength comes from knowing your purpose and connecting with your purpose. That's what gives you the strength to continue moving forward and to make the adjustments and to integrate all of this energy into a very functional whole. You hear my cat over here confirming all of this. She likes to wander in the studio sometimes here. I say we look at the mystery card. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see what RoboDuck has for us today. Thank you, RoboDuck. Obviously, I want to see either an Ace of Swords, a Six of Swords would be okay, or some water energy. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Here we go. 3 of Cups, yes, the water energy. Celebrate the wins. Celebrate the accomplishment of these stages. you know? And it doesn't mean that you have to throw the, you know, the party of the century when you lift 5 extra pounds at the gym. But you need to celebrate it. You need to feel good about it. Yeah. And this card's also saying that you need to surround yourself with people that will celebrate your wins with you. Okay? This water, I don't know, this water energy person, I don't know who they are. Okay? I'm not really receiving too much else about them. There might be a T name with them. I don't know, Thomas, Teresa, something with a T or a TH. But I feel like they're not the one that will celebrate your wins with you. I almost feel like they come around when you're low, when you're down. That's when they're there for you, right? And this could be part of this transition here too that we're talking about with the fire, and we've got the Wheel of Fortune, right? I wonder if they're the friend or the partner that is very supportive when you're in need. But when you have something good in your life, they're not there to be happy for you, right? It's almost like they only want to be there when you're in need, and they can be the healer, right, or the rescue. So be careful with who you're surrounding yourself with, and also beware of this emperor, because the emperor sometimes can get into battle mode and doesn't know when to appreciate the people around them. The people that do show up to celebrate with you, let them know that you cherish them and appreciate them. Yeah. This is a very good, you're going to be celebrating. That's all I can say. We're going to do an extended reading, though, if you want to stick around. There's a link at the end of the video. There's a link down in the video description. And there might even be one up here by these flowers. New readings for Aries every Monday and Friday, but I'm here every day, 6 a.m. Chicago time. Come back and see me tomorrow. Okay. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. And then I'll let you know when new videos come out. Okay. Leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Yeah. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.